Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how to use a Concord 9th Turnabout background stamp. These stamps are fabulous for creating your own custom pattern paper style backgrounds, and I am featuring the brand new Plaid Turnabout stamp set. This is part of the September 2022 holiday release from Concord 9th, and I love this stamp because while it's in a holiday release, if you change the colors that you're using, you can use this year-round and it makes for some fabulous masculine cards. Now I have my stamp set and I also have the Concord 9th Turnabout jig, and that's very helpful when you're using these Turnabout stamps. In each of the Turnabout stamp sets, you're going to find not only the stamp, but this alignment guide. And this is different than the backer that comes with the stamp. It's really important and helpful for getting this set up in your MISTI stamping tool. So you'll notice that the alignment guide has an X in the center that lines up with the X on the Turnabout jig. So I like to start by placing the two X's on top of each other and then kind of holding them in place in my MISTI with the magnet. Now I know that the etched guides on this Turnabout jig are kind of hard to see in the video, but they're easy to see in real life. And once I get those two X's lined up, I'm gonna go ahead and nestle this into the lower right-hand corner of my MISTI. And you can use whatever corner of the MISTI you want. Just make sure you're always going back to that same corner. Now I'm taking my stamp and I have the stamp side facing the alignment guide and the back side of the stamp facing up towards the camera. And I'm aligning that on the guide that comes with the Turnabout stamp. I'm closing the door of my MISTI and this will pick up both the Turnabout jig and that alignment guide. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my Turnabout jig, stick that back into the corner. And this alignment guide, I'm going to peel off and set aside because now that I have this mounted in my MISTI, we're going to jam through this process. Now I like to use a square piece of cardstock cut to 5.5 by 5.5 inches, but I wanted to show you that on this Turnabout jig, you can see the X there in the middle. There are also A2 panel alignment guides for both horizontal and vertical orientations. So you can take an A2 size card front panel and line it up on your Turnabout jig using those etched markers, and then you can be sure that your final pattern is centered up in that A2 panel. Now I'm taking my Turnabout jig and I'm placing it into the lower right hand corner of my MISTI, and I'm going to take some removable adhesive and place it on the back side of this 5.5 by 5.5 piece of Concord 9th white cardstock. Now my Turnabout jig has numbers in the corner, and currently the number 1 is in the upper right hand corner. And I'm ready to stamp. So I'm going to start with my ballet slipper ink, and I'm going to ink up my stamp and then close the door of my MISTI to stamp my first turn of the Turnabout stamp. Now the great thing about these Turnabout stamps is that you can choose where to stop. This stamp actually looks good at all 4 rotations. So if you want a thinner, more sparse, single colored plaid, you can stop here with just 1 stamping. But if you want to move on, you can see I have the number 1 there in my upper right hand corner. I'm going to go ahead and rotate this Turnabout jig to where the number 2 is in the upper right hand corner. And I'm going to nestle this back into the same corner, so that lower right hand corner. And then I've cleaned my stamp and I'm inking up with some VersaFine Clair Nocturne pigment ink. This is a black pigment ink and it's going to give me a nice, deep, dark, rich, black stamped image. And look at this when I close the door of my MISTI, how this pattern kind of comes together. Now I think the pink and black look really cool together on their own. And I think that this color combo by itself, these 2 colors, kind of demonstrates how you can use this year-round and for a lot of different card projects. So now I'm going to go ahead and take and rotate my Turnabout jig, and now I have the 3 in the upper right-hand corner. So it's kind of keeping track of where I am in the stamping process for me as I rotate it. I've cleaned off my stamp and now I'm inking this up in the Concord 9th Evergreen ink. And this is where it kind of goes from a fun black and pink pattern to feeling a little more holiday-esque. Now, I'm the kind of girl that loves a little pink in her Christmas decor, so the green, the pink, and the black together I think is so much fun, but you could definitely replace the pink with a red. So now I am rotating my Turnabout jig for the fourth and final time, and now I have the number 4 in the upper right-hand corner. So I know it's my fourth turn, my fourth color, and you can see the pattern building. And at each step along the way, this plaid pattern looks fabulous. So you could stop wherever you want. Keep in mind, you could also stamp this in an embossing ink and create an embossed pattern for one of your turns. But here I've just used that black pigment ink again, and that finishes off my stamping of my Turnabout stamp. Now I'm going to hit this with a heat tool because I have that pigment ink on there, and I'm going to dry that, and we're going to make a card with that in just a minute. But I wanted to show you my favorite way to use this plaid Turnabout stamp, and it is with a white on white embossing. Now I know that this doesn't sound very exciting, but I am going to use this in another card project later on this month. I'm also going to show you a photo of another card that I created using this plaid white on white background. I think it's so much fun. So I've prepped the surface of my cardstock with some powder tool, and you'll notice that this time I'm not using a Turnabout jig. Instead, I'm using a piece of cardstock that measures 6 inches by 6 inches, which is the same size as the Turnabout jig. So I'm stamping my first stamp in Versamark ink and then rotating it. And then I am stamping the second turn in Versamark ink again. Now at this point, I'm going to take this out of my Misty stamping tool and I'm going to add some embossing powder because I found that I do a little better if I emboss after 2 turns rather than trying to stamp all 4 turns and do the embossing. It's just trial and error, folks. So now I am heating up that embossing powder and I'm doing it from the back side. Now I've heard that if you heat from the back side, you get a smoother result. And I will admit, I got a really nice smooth result on this embossing. So now I know where I've stamped because the corner of this Turnabout stamp has that little triangle corner. So I know where to put my cardstock back into the Misty. I know what turn I'm on. And I've prepped the surface again with my powder tool. I've inked it up in some Versamark ink and I'm stamping it again. Then I'm gonna rotate this for my fourth and final turn, ink it up again in Versamark ink and stamp it. Now this particular Turnabout stamp is really easy to tell where you've stamped because of that solid triangle piece in the upper left-hand corner. But if you are using a different design in the Turnabout line, you may want to mark your cardstock so you know where to start when you place it back in the Misty. So now I'm adding my embossing powder to these stamped images, and then I am going to heat set this once again from the back side. And now I have this gorgeous white on white plaid pattern. It just kind of catches the light and it is absolutely beautiful. And you can see how this can be used year round, not just at the holidays. You can ink blend over this embossing powder, or you can leave it as it is and just have this really beautiful textural look. So now that we have a couple of backgrounds, let's make a card. I am taking this really colorful, fun Christmas plaid background, and I'm going to die cut a small piece using an essential rectangle die. And I have just a piece of scrap paper over the top of that stamped panel because I didn't want to transfer any of this black pigment ink to my plates. Now I did heat set it and I set it aside, but I was still afraid it was going to transfer, so I'm being really careful. And now I'm grabbing the Boughs and Holly die set. This is also new from Concord 9th this month. It's a part of their holiday release. And I'm going to die cut some of these evergreen and greenery sprigs from this die set, from some Concord 9th white glitter cardstock, from some evergreen cardstock from Concord 9th, and also some parsley cardstock. So as I die cut these, I'm just kind of setting them aside. Now I find with the glitter cardstock and with the greenery, because they're a little more delicate, I like to use my metal shim in my die cutting sandwich, but it's not necessary. I die cut this next round of the parsley cardstock without a shim, and these pop out just fine. But when I am using the glitter cardstock, I do like to throw that shim in there. Now I have some Concord 9th black cardstock, and I'm cutting the Love and Joy Sentiment Circle, also from the Boughs and Holly die set, out of some black cardstock. And I'm cutting it from some white cardstock as well. Now, I wanted to keep all the pieces inside of this white cardstock version. So I am using a Misty Sticky Mat to pick it up off of my cutting plate. And I flipped it over so the back side is facing up. And I'm using some adhesive to just keep all of those pieces in place in that circle, because I'm going to layer this behind this black die cut version. Now I went ahead and popped out all the letters on the black die cut version, and I'm placing a piece of vellum behind that just to kind of soften it. And then I'm going to add some more liquid glue and stack the white version behind the black version, just so that when I place the greenery behind it, you cannot see the stems through those word knockouts. So this Boughs and Holly die set is really cool because it has pieces that were designed to layer together, and you can layer them directly on top of each other, or you can kind of, like angle them off a little like I'm doing here so that you can see the darker color kind of peeking out from the lighter color. And in this case, I have the green peeking out from the white glitter. Now I have this little heart. This is actually from the Up, Up and Away die set from Concord 9th. I've die cut it from some white cardstock, and I'm just blending a little bit of the ballet slipper ink over the top. And I'm going to take the little plus sign that was a knockout from that Love and Joy die cut sentiment, and I'm going to adhere it right on to that heart. And now I'm going to remove the backer from that adhesive that I placed on the back of the white die cut circle. And I'm going to start positioning my greenery kind of coming out from this sentiment circle. Now this first little bit, I'm just kind of tucking back there with that double-sided adhesive that was already on the back side of that white circle, but I will have to use some liquid glue for some of the other pieces. And once I get all of my greenery positioned where I want it, I added a double layer of foam adhesive to the back of that sentiment circle and adhered it to the lower right hand kind of area of this plaid pattern panel. And if that isn't a tongue twister, you try saying plaid pattern panel 3 times fast. Now for some berries, I decided to go ahead and use the Concord 9th enamel dots. These are the ballet slipper in color. And I finished off this card by using some foam adhesive to adhere that plaid pattern panel to my A2 size card base. And that completes my card for today. Now, I think these Turnabout stamps from Concord 9th are absolutely fabulous. And once you kind of figure out how to do it, and I hope this video was helpful in doing that today, they're really easy to use and you can really change up the look and create your own custom pattern papers. And I love this plaid one because it is so versatile. Now, in addition to this card with the greenery, I also created another card. I don't have a video tutorial for it, but I do have a couple sneak peeks of that card here at the end of the video. But I did want to let you know, as always, I will have links to the featured products used in this project in the description at YouTube. So if there's something in particular that you're looking for, be sure to check there. Or you can head on over to my blog at sprinkledwithglitter.com. I will have that linked below as well. Over there, you'll find more still shots, more information, and a complete list of supplies. As always, I invite you to join me over on Instagram. I will be sharing inspiration featuring this brand new release from Concord 9th over there throughout the month, so don't miss out. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications here on my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of my paper crafting and card making video tutorials. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.